Hello, welcome to your practice. Today's class is a restorative mobility class and we'll focus on the hips and the low back. Let's use all the props today. I have a bolster, a blanket, 2 blocks, and a strap, but if you don't have that, it's okay. You can just use a stack of blankets, a stack of pillows. If you don't have a strap, you can use a rolled up towel, sheet, or belt. This is Millie, that's Vita, I'm Danica. Make your way onto your mat and let's get started. Go ahead and grab a hold of your strap and make your way onto your back. Just for a moment, heel toe the feet as wide as the mat. Let your knees fall in towards each other. You can let the strap go. Bring the hands down onto your low belly. Close your eyes. Give yourself your first few breaths here in the practice to slow down and fill up your breath. Let the muscles in the face relax. Soften your shoulders. And with each breath in, try to bring it a little lower in your body. Take one more breath here. And then you can begin to heel toe the feet back towards each other. Grab a hold of that strap. And we're going to loop the ball of the right foot. Sliding the hands as low down on the strap as you can so your shoulders can remain relaxed on the mat. Do what feels good for you with this left leg. You can keep the foot on the floor if you have low back things going on today, or you can extend it long onto the mat, pressing down through that left femur bone, the thigh bone. And then you're reaching through the heel of the right foot. Straighten the leg as much as you can without locking the knee. And any trembling or shaking that's going on is normal. It's your body's way of getting rid of the stress. Keep pressing through the heel of the foot. And then very slowly begin to move your foot over towards the right. Only going as far as you can without lifting the hip bones, the back off the mat. So it might just be hanging out in space, and that's okay. Breathe into the places you feel this the most. Likely the inner thigh. Keep pressing through the heel. One deep breath. Inhale it back through center. And then crossing over the body only about 45 degrees. Press through the heel of the foot. Try to soften the muscles in the face. Next inhale, we'll bring it back through center, pressing through the heel of the foot. Grab a hold of the strap with the right hand, and we're going to draw the knee in towards the right side of the body, but keeping the sole of the right foot facing the sky. Press down through that left femur bone if your left leg is extended. Let's take one more breath here. And then inhale, straighten the leg back out. Press through the heel. And then we'll release the right foot just for a moment. Extend both legs long. Notice any differences between the two legs. And then we'll loop the left ball of the foot with a strap. Slide the hands down so your arms and your shoulders can remain kind of relaxed. And then do what feels good for you on this side with your right leg. You can extend it long or keep it bent. It doesn't have to be the same on this side as it was on the other side. Press through the heel of the extended leg. And then very slowly start to move that leg over towards the left, just until you feel your right hip starting to lift off of the floor, and then pause. Let your leg hang out in space, it's all good. Breathe into where you're feeling this the most and press through the left heel of the foot. On your next inhale, back through center, and then we'll cross it about 45 degrees over the body. Press through the heel of the left foot. And inhale back through center. Grab a hold of the straps with just the left hand, and then we'll draw the left knee towards the left side of the body and the left sole of the foot still facing the sky. Press down through the right femur bone if your leg is extended, and breathe. Inhale to lengthen the leg again. And then release. Set the strap off to the side now. Lengthen the legs, take a deep breath in. And then bring the feet flat on the floor. Cross the right ankle over the left knee and let your knee just fall away from your body. You can stay here if this feels like a lot today. This is doing a lot, so this is a good place to stay. Or you can interlace your fingers behind the left thigh and draw everything in towards your body. And then with your right elbow, gently press your right knee away from you. Take one more breath here. And then very slowly lower the foot back on the floor if it's not there already. Release the figure four shape. Bring the arms down by your side and just gently lift the hips up towards the sky. And exhale, lower them back down. Switching sides, left ankle crosses over the right knee. And then draw the right knee in towards your body if that's where you're going on this side. Draw it as close towards your body as you can while gently, with your left elbow, press the left knee away from your body. Try to relax your jaw. And then when you're ready, you can let that go. Bring the foot back to the floor. If it's not there already, release the figure 4 shape. And again, bring the arms down by the side. Press through your heels, lift your hips up. And exhale, lower down. Very slowly, roll onto your side and press yourself all the way up so that we can make our way into a tabletop. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And just flow through a few times your cat-cow. So as you inhale, you drop the belly down, lift the crown of the head and the tailbone. And as you exhale, round the spine. On your next inhale, you can make your way back to neutral tabletop. And take a second to grab a couple of your props. So we'll grab 2 blocks and set them at the front of the mat. And then grab a blanket for the middle-ish of your mat. So we'll kneel on the blanket. This will help to protect our knees. And then come into your tabletop, again, with your hands on the blocks. You can have your blocks on any height that makes sense for you. Let's bring the right foot forward. And then bring the blocks to the inside of the right foot and walk the right foot all the way over to the very edge. Walk the back knee back behind you. And then allow your hips to sink down and forward, coming into a lizard lunge. So if you're here and you're like, oh, this is a piece of cake, I could be here all day. Cool, you can stay like that, or you can come down onto your forearms, or maybe you don't need the blocks at all. Go where you can be for about 3 to 4 breaths. If you're on the forearms, go ahead and come back onto your hands and bring the left block to its lowest height, its most sturdy height. Shift your weight into your left hand and bring the right hand to the right knee. Press down into the right knee to twist the chest towards the right. Maybe looking back over the right shoulder. Breathe into the places that feel really restricted here. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let your body unwind, come back to face the front of the mat. And then we'll start to shift our hips back towards our back heel and heel toe that foot back towards the center. You can bring your blocks to your highest height now. Shift your hips back, but bring the heel of the front foot to the floor and the toes point towards the ceiling. So that leg is straight. Shift your right hip back a little bit so it feels like it's in line with the left, and then reach the crown of the head and the heart forward and fold to whatever degree feels like sensation to you. Keep drawing that right hip back so it feels like it's lined up with the left hip. And then keep extending out of the low back as you fold. On your next inhale, we're going to move forward again, coming back into a lunge. Inhaling into the lunge, and then exhaling back into that half split. Inhaling into your lunge. Exhaling back into your half split. Do one more round. And then come back so that we can switch sides. So bring the right knee back, bring the left foot forward. Walk it all the way over to the left edge of the mat. Both blocks come to the inside. We're going to scoot that right knee back so that we can sink our hips down and forward, coming into our lizard lunge. This side will feel different than the other side, or it usually does. So you can choose whether to stay here or maybe drop down onto the forearms. Take one more breath here. And then make your way back onto your hands if you're not there already. Drop that right block down onto its lowest height. Bring the left hand to the left knee. Press down to twist the chest over to the left, looking back over your left shoulder. Bringing the breath all the way down into your belly. Inhale. And as you exhale, very slowly unwind. Bring the blocks back to their second medium height. Heel toe the foot back towards the center. And then shift your hips back as you straighten the front leg. Heel on the floor, toes pointing towards the ceiling. Extend out from the low back. Slide the left hip back just a little bit so it feels like it's lined up, and then fold. So your fold might not look much like a fold at all. Now that's okay. Just continue to breathe into where you're feeling this the most. On your next inhale, we're going to shift forward into our lunge. And exhale back into our half split. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, half splits. Last round. And then we'll come back into our tabletop and then into our kneeling position. Okay, so we're going to set ourselves up for a great pose, a supported pigeon pose. Okay, so let's take our blocks like this. So the one furthest away from you is on its medium height on its side. the one closest to you, is on its lowest height, its flattest height. Then take your pillows and place them like that. And then we're gonna grab our blanket, and this is optional. You don't need to do this if you don't need to do this. But if you want to have something underneath the hip of the leg that's folded, sometimes that can make this pose more accessible. You can have it flat or you can roll it under. However much space you feel like you have between your hip and the ground, this can be a great place to put this there. Or it can just be a nice cushion. And then we'll bring our right knee forward, as close to the bolster as you can. A common myth about pigeon pose is that your leg needs to be at 90 degrees. It does not. It does not. And for some of us, that is never going to happen. So bring your knee to whatever place feels okay for your knee. If it needs to be really in towards your body, it's okay. And then we're going to swing this left leg back behind you. So you're all set up for your pigeon pose. And then you're going to walk your hands forward and drape your body over the bolster. But take your time here setting yourself up. We're not in a rush. Set yourself up with your blanket under your hips so it feels supportive, and make sure that your bolster is set up in a way that feels supportive to you. We'll be here for a few breaths, and I'm going to be totally silent so you can have this time just for yourself. So when you're ready, when you're ready, you can walk the hands in towards your body, roll onto your right hip, and swing that left leg back in front of you. For this pose, make sure your hips are level so you can sit fully on the blanket, or you can move the blanket away totally. Your right foot comes to your left inner thigh, and then we will rotate our body to face over the extended leg, and then begin to fold over the extended leg. Try to keep this right hip settled. Your knee does not need to touch your nose. Never in your whole life will that be a need that you will find yourself needing. So there's no need for that to be the goal. Our goal is just to move until we feel a release in our low back and also the backs of the legs. Bring your right hand to your right shin, and your left hand is going to come out to the side, kind of like a kickstand. Lengthen out of the low back and then very gently twist over to the left. Deep breaths here. The inhale will unwind you back to face the front of the mat. And then we'll switch legs. Right leg out to the side, bring the left foot to the right inner thigh. And then rotate your upper body to face the extended leg. And then begin to walk the hands forward as you fold. Try to release any tension in your jaw. Your left hand can come to your left shin, your right hand out to the side, lengthen, and then gently twist to the right. Deepen the breath. Your next inhale will unwind you very slowly back to face the front. And then we'll set up for our pigeon on our opposite side. So bring that blanket underneath your hip if you are using it. And then set up your bolster. Take your time. Swing that right leg back behind you. And then when you're ready, drape yourself over the bolster and relax. When you're ready, you'll walk your hands back towards your body, roll onto your left hip, swing the leg around. We will set up for our final pose, our supported Shavasana that will simulate our legs up the wall. So bring your blocks to their highest height and place your pillow or bolster on top. So we're gonna be resting our legs on this ledge. If you don't have these props, you can also use your couch or actually put your legs up the wall. But you wanna make sure that they're sturdy, that they can take the heat. And then we're gonna take our blanket and fold it in half so that it also creates a ledge, and place it on your mat so that when you lay down, it's right underneath your upper back. And then bring your hips as close to the blocks as you can. Swing the legs over and let them rest on the props. And then drape yourself over the blankets. You can lift your arms up over the head. If that doesn't feel okay on your shoulders, you can also bring them out like a T, or you can rest them on your belly. We'll be here for several breaths. So just let yourself completely let go, completely relax. Give yourself this time. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, bringing your awareness back to the moment. When you feel ready, you can roll onto your side off the props, resting in a fetal position. And then pushing yourself all the way back up, finding a comfortable seat, trying to maintain that meditative state of mind. Just take notice of how you feel in your body right now and the effects of your practice and showing up today. Bring the hands to touch at the heart. Bow your chin towards your chest. Give yourself all the gratitude for showing up. And I give you all my gratitude for showing up and sharing your practice with me. I really appreciate it. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.